3, 2, 1.
As World War II neared its conclusion, the global landscape was forever altered by a decision made by the United States. They chose to deploy an unprecedented weapon, the atomic bomb, with the hope of bringing a swift end to the war with Japan. In August 1945, Hiroshima, a bustling Japanese city, became the first ever target of a nuclear warhead. Today, Hiroshima stands not as a desolate wasteland, but as a thriving metropolis, a testament to human resilience and the indomitable spirit of its people. The horrors of World War II had already claimed millions of lives. Young soldiers, full of dreams and aspirations, were lost in the brutal theaters of war. By 1945, the U.S. leadership believed that a decisive action was needed to prevent further loss of life. They hoped to avoid a prolonged ground invasion of Japan, which, given the fierce resistance shown by the Japanese forces, would have been a grueling and bloody affair. President Harry S. Truman, faced with this grim prospect, made a choice that would forever divide history into two epochs, the pre-nuclear age and the nuclear age. A mere 3 weeks after the Trinity test, the first successful detonation of a nuclear device, Hiroshima was identified as the target. The city, an important military depot, was strategically surrounded by hills. These natural barriers would amplify the bomb's devastating effects, making Hiroshima the ideal location to showcase the might of the US's new weapon. Unlike previous bombings, there were no warnings, no leaflets dropped, no demonstrations. The decision was clear: Hiroshima was to experience the full force of the atomic bomb. On August 6, 1945, the B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, embarked on its covert mission. As it hovered 10 kilometers above Hiroshima, the bomb, aptly named Little Boy, was released. For a brief moment there was an eerie silence, a calm before the storm. But soon, a blinding light illuminated the sky, followed by a colossal fireball, hotter than the sun, engulfing the city below. The devastation was immediate and vast. The Enola Gay, even from a distance of 16 kilometers, felt the shockwaves. Its crew, many unaware of the true nature of their cargo, were left in stunned silence. The city below was transformed into a scene of apocalyptic destruction. Buildings were reduced to rubble, and an estimated 70,000 to 80,000 people perished instantly. The death toll would rise in the subsequent days, as those injured and affected by radiation succumbed to their wounds. The immediate aftermath presented a medical crisis of unprecedented proportions. The majority of Hiroshima's medical professionals were among the casualties, leaving the survivors with little to no medical aid. The effects of acute radiation syndrome, a condition unknown at the time, further exacerbated the situation. The city's remaining doctors, unfamiliar with the symptoms and effects of radiation exposure, were ill-equipped to treat the survivors. Despite the immense destruction it wrought, the Little Boy bomb was surprisingly inefficient. Of its 64 kilograms of uranium, less than 1 kilogram underwent fission. This inefficiency, however, did not diminish the bomb's impact. The energy released, equivalent to the weight of a butterfly, was enough to obliterate an entire city. Nuclear detonations can vary based on their altitude. Hiroshima experienced an airburst where the fireball did not touch the ground. This meant that the city was spared the long-term effects of nuclear fallout. The majority of the radiation dispersed within 24 hours, ensuring that long-term radiological dangers were minimal. 3 days after the devastation of Hiroshima, another atomic bomb, codenamed Fat Man, was dropped on Nagasaki. The original target was Kokura, but due to the city's obscured visibility, the B-29 bomber Boxcar was redirected to its secondary target. Nagasaki was not as densely populated as Hiroshima, and the bomb detonated in a valley, which limited the destruction to specific portions of the city. Yet it resulted in an estimated 40,000 to 75,000 deaths. News of the atomic bombings reached the rest of the world, generating a mixture of relief, shock, and horror. The Allied nations, particularly those with the United States, saw the bombings as a necessary evil that had effectively ended the war. Yet, in other parts of the world, there was condemnation. Critics argued that the use of atomic bombs was a war crime, a disproportionate response to Japan's aggression. The debate continues to this day, underscoring the moral ambiguities of warfare. Behind the statistical horror of the bombings, a deeply human tragedy unfolded. Many suffered from burns, injuries, and radiation sickness, with others facing discrimination due to their status as atomic bomb survivors. The bombings also left countless orphans and displaced families who had to navigate through the ruins of their homes and the loss of their loved ones. The bombing of Hiroshima ushered in the atomic age, a period marked by the potential for both unparalleled progress and unprecedented destruction. The world had witnessed the might of nuclear energy, and the geopolitical landscape was forever altered. The global community reacted with a mix of awe, fear, and introspection. Hiroshima became a symbol of the devastating power humanity now wielded. Nations around the world recognized the strategic importance of nuclear weapons, leading to an arms race, particularly between the superpowers of the US and the Soviet Union. The Cold War era saw a tense standoff, with both nations amassing vast nuclear arsenals, leading to a delicate balance of mutual deterrence. Beyond the geopolitical implications, the bombing of Hiroshima brought to the forefront the humanitarian consequences of nuclear warfare. The horrors of Hiroshima and later Nagasaki galvanized global movements advocating for nuclear disarmament. Organizations, activists, and concerned citizens worldwide rallied for arms control treaties and the peaceful use of nuclear energy. Their efforts culminated in significant treaties like the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, and the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CTBT, aiming to curb the spread and testing of nuclear weapons. Beyond the immediate aftermath and the global implications of the bombing, Hiroshima experienced a cultural and societal renaissance. The city, once synonymous with devastation, began to redefine itself, weaving a narrative of hope, resilience, and rebirth. The Herculean task of rebuilding Hiroshima was not just about erecting structures, it was about healing a wounded community. The city's reconstruction was guided by a vision that prioritized community spaces, green areas, and symbols of peace. Hiroshima's urban planning was a testament to its commitment to ensuring that future generations would live in a city that valued harmony with nature and communal solidarity. Hiroshima's cultural scene saw a resurgence as artists, writers, and musicians began to use their crafts to process, reflect, and comment on the city's tragic past. Literature from Hiroshima delved into themes of loss, memory, and hope. Art installations and performances became avenues for collective healing, allowing residents and visitors alike to engage with the city's history in profound and personal ways. The city became a hub for peace education. Schools, universities, and institutions in Hiroshima integrated peace studies into their curricula, emphasizing the importance of conflict resolution, diplomacy, and mutual understanding. The Hiroshima Peace Institute, established in the city, became a leading center for research and advocacy on nuclear disarmament and global peace. Hiroshima forged partnerships with cities and organizations worldwide, sharing its experiences and lessons. These collaborations aim to promote peace, understanding, and mutual respect among nations. The city became a focal point for international peace conferences, seminars, and workshops, drawing global leaders, activists, and scholars to its shores. The Hibakusha, survivors of the atomic bombings, played a pivotal role in Hiroshima's transformation. Their first-hand accounts provided invaluable insights into the human cost of nuclear warfare. Many Hibakusha became advocates for peace, traveling globally to share their stories and advocate for a world free of nuclear weapons. Their testimonies served as powerful reminders of the urgent need to prevent future nuclear conflicts. As Hiroshima looks to the future, it carries the weight of its past with grace and purpose. The city is a living testament to the power of human resilience and the possibility of rebirth after unimaginable tragedy. Its streets, once scarred by the atomic blast, now echo with the laughter of children, the hustle and bustle of daily life, and the hopes of a community that has chosen hope over despair, peace over conflict. Hiroshima's journey from devastation to renewal is a beacon for cities and communities worldwide. It stands as a symbol of what is possible when a collective vision of peace, resilience, and unity guides the way. The city's legacy is a clarion call to the world, urging us to remember the past, cherish the present, and work together for a brighter, more peaceful future.